All right, we spoke before about dreaming. I want to talk a little bit about it again. Dreaming is not just what you experience at night when you close your eyes and fall into this state. Dreaming sometimes is an experience by itself. For example, by the Nevi'im, by the prophets, one of the forms of prophecy will come bechalom, chalom, Etzion, and so on and so forth. So there is something to it. Many ancient cultures have that practice of dreaming. Even the Aboriginals in Australia, for them especially, was the art of dreaming is the line in between consciousness that you can actually penetrate yourself into a different dimension and so on and so forth. Many cultures, the Indians, the Native Americans have it. Dreaming is a big thing, but it's not sleeping, dreaming, fantasizing. It's more of an experience that you create something. Those dreams are very important even for us. The word dreaming, azayinu kecholmin. Then we'll be like dreaming. What do you mean dreaming? It's not that we were sleeping and we were dreaming. Then we will be like visionaries. The chalom that Yaakov had is not just sleeping, it was an experience that he had. He had an experience. He fell into a certain state and then he had an experience. So, dreaming is important. Again, different than fantasy. Fantasy comes, it's empty. Fantasy is an empty thing. Like you watch a fantasy movie. There's nothing, no grasping reality whatsoever. Dreaming is very important because dreaming helps you to motivate yourself. Dreaming helps you when you are in a dire straits, in a very bad situation. Helps you create a scenario in which you could be able to pull yourself out of it and pull yourself out of this bad situation that you're at. Am Yisrael is dreaming, right? We always dream about, it's not fantasy, we always dream about coming back to Yerushalayim and building Beit HaMikdash. To come back home. It's a dream that we have. I have a dream. Means that something that I would like to turn from a esoteric, from abstract into a reality. Fantasy is something that stays there and is always going to be, puff, nothing. It's important to you with your limited abilities, our limited abilities, because we're not prophets and we lost all these meditative rituals that we had. We don't know anything about those things anymore. If somebody comes to tell you, Anime Kubal, I can teach you, he doesn't. Believe me, he doesn't. He doesn't. Especially if he charges you money for it. Needless to say, other stuff. Like some rabbis up there in the north, never mind. Dreaming is important to you because it's a sign that you should do something. For example, if you have, and everybody has a dream. If you have a dream, for example, to learn to play a guitar. One day, I knew a guy who, a very talented person, but he decided his thing was to one day to be able to give a concert in classical guitar. So he was a professor for computers and stuff, but never mind. So he sat down and he really trained himself hard in playing classical guitar. And one day he did. He had a concert in, some kind of a small hall. And people came, strangers bought tickets. It wasn't like family bought tickets, it was strangers bought tickets. Like those people at, what's the name of this place, the Delhi place? Carnegie Hall, right? You and me and my friends, we buy a ticket and say you had a show in Carnegie Hall, I had a sandwich in, somewhere else, Mom's Bagels, big deal. But strangers bought his tickets. He had about 150, 200 people in his audience. He gave the show, and he said, that's it, I lived the dream, I don't need to dream anymore. in terms of that. He never played the guitar again. That was my dream. And he fulfilled his dream. Somebody's dream is to become a black belt. So these are the steps. It sounds intangible. These are the steps. What you got to do? You got to assign yourself to a dojo, stand in a line, do the punching, blocking, this whole entire thing. Advance from yellow to this, to that, to that. In a place that they have a lot of belts, it's not so good. Those who have now, all of a sudden, they have white belt, yellow belt, camouflage belt. There's a camouflage belt. Where did they get camouflage belt? Another way to get dues, camouflage belt. Then they have a green with this yellow stripes, green with this stripe, that with that. From a system where it used to be only white belt, and then one day the master will come and give you a black belt. It turned up to be the belt system, and now there's like many more belts between white and black. It's like 17 different belts. Basically another way to collect dues. But never mind. But if you want to become a black belt, go ahead and do that. You want to run a marathon, you can do that. You want to do something, you can do that. That's a dream. That's my dream. My dream is to do this. You want to visit the place? Sure. So go visit the place. And I'm going to tell you this. Go visit the place now. You want to become a black belt? Start now. Don't postpone things. When you're postponing things, you are pushing yourself further away from making this dream a reality. And then one day you wake up and you can. You know why? Because you can't go back on your dream. Even if a couple they get together, everything is lovey-dovey, akol tov v'yafeh, and then the money gets tight, they get a little shuffling and ruffling a little bit, some tension goes, and then when it's all apart, they decide to go back on a dream. You can't go back on a dream. You can't. It's finished. This dream is gone. It's gone. You never tapped into it. It's a lost opportunity. Things happen. I had my own experiences of dreams that I did not, out of negligence, did not tap into. And, now I realize that, for whatever reason, I can't do this anymore. It's just, you're missing your time. The time was now. And the reason why you have this dream now, and you didn't have it a year ago, or you're not going to have it 10 years from now, is simply because of that. It's the time to do it now. So if you have a dream, do it. Don't fall into this trap of this, I have to finish this, I have to do that, I have to do this. The dream to do it is now. But it has to be your dream. It cannot be a dream that somebody put in your head. Hey, Mayor. It has to be your dream. It has to be your idea. What is it that you want? Something personal. I don't know. You want to become an expert in ikebana. The Japanese art of flower arrangement. So go become a master Zen in flower arrangement. Who's stopping you? Who's stopping you? You stopping you. Oh, I have midterms, I have this, I have that, and so on and so forth. That's wrong. That's wrong. You want to become, I don't know, you want to take a car or take a bike and ride all the way to whatever, California. So go get a bike and go around. Of course, there will be a price you'll have to pay for it. And you don't create a dream. You don't create a dream to run away from what you need to do, Mike. The dream comes to you like a vision. Michael, you want to be a master painter? No. Okay, so that's why you will never be a master painter. But let's say, for example, Sam wants to be a master painter. But let's say Sam you want to be a black belt. Michael, you want to be a black belt? The difference will be Sam will tap into it and he will become to be. Michael will always remind, all of a sudden he's going to wake up 60 years old and realize his body is not the same. Gravity pulls him down. So you need to have a dream because the dream comes specifically designed to you. You want to go visit the place? Go visit the place. Find yourself a cheap ticket to whatever it is that it is. You don't have to fly expensive. Argument's sake, let's say you want to fly to Japan. Japan is extremely expensive. But there are ways to fly to Japan in a cheap way. So put your effort to the research the thing, and get yourself a ticket to Japan, even in a rainy season. Rainy season is beautiful. Everything is quiet. There are no tourists around. It's a beautiful time. Tickets are cheap. You're good. You know, I looked at the tickets to go to Florida arguments like during Thanksgiving. You know, the 20 whatever, 5th or whatever. The price to Florida is the same price as to fly to Hong Kong. I don't know about you, but I would fly to Hong Kong better than to Florida. Why do I have in Florida? A bunch of old Jews there. I'll go to Hong Kong. You know, so it's good to have dreams. But don't just dream your life away by sitting down and doing absolutely nothing about it, because eventually that will become a fantasy. And fantasy is very bad. Fantasy allows you to procrastinate. And you obsess on the fantasy, and the fantasy becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Instead of fantasizing on a woman, go marry one. Instead of fantasizing on a car, buy yourself one. Save the money for the car you want. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream that it's your own personal dream that you want to achieve, or you want to go, or you want to do? If you don't, you have a problem. If you do, the question is, what are you doing about it? You want to become a Talmid Chacham? Go ahead, become. Who's stopping you? But don't run away, create a dream and then run away from what you really need to do. That's not good. Dream has to be with reality. Dream cannot push reality. So keep dreaming and have a good day.